Hi friends, Unit 1, Day 6. This is, again, solving rational equations. We're going to focus on example 2. With this problem, we have a situation, again, a rational expression. We want to eliminate the denominator. We have a variable in the denominator. So we have x minus 2, and essentially what we need to do is we need to multiply both sides by x minus 2. Before we begin, one thing that I kind of skipped over in that first video that I want to go over now is it's actually good to find the domain in the very beginning, as soon as you can, because we have these terms here. I know that I can't have a 2 in the denominator. Remember, we can't divide by 0, so we set the denominator equal to 0, not equal to 0, and then solve. So this is going to be the set of x's such that x is not equal to 2. So that's my domain for this particular problem. Again, we're going to multiply both sides by x minus 2 to eliminate out the x minus 2 in the denominator, because when we divide by x minus 2 by x minus 2, we're going to get 1. Multiply both sides by x minus 2. So multiply this side by x minus 2. I'm going to have x over x minus 2 is equal to. And then for this side, this one's a little bit tricky because we've got the terms, both terms here. So what we're going to have is 2 over x minus 2 plus 2. And I'm going to go ahead and put over 1 as a space holder for this one. And the reason I did it on this one is because we're going to actually need to multiply through x minus 2 on both sides. That 1 there is just to remind me, like, hey, we're just dividing by 1. It's just a placeholder. That's all. Nothing else. On the left-hand side, I'm going to go ahead and cancel out the x minus 2 here and the x minus 2. This is a single term. A lot of students want to multiply through, then factor out. Whoa. Save your time. You ain't got time for that. So we're just going to cancel out. We just have an x on the left-hand side. Again, on the right-hand side, I need to be conscientious about how I'm doing this. When I multiply through both terms by an x minus 2, this x minus 2 is going to cancel with this x minus 2 here, and I'm just going to be left with the 2 on this side. So again, go ahead and rewrite out what we have so far on the left-hand side. So that's just an x equals this side. Again, those x minus 2's cancel when you distribute, so you're going to be left with just a 2 plus. And then here, we're going to go ahead and have the 2 times the x minus 2. And now I'm going to go ahead and just simplify through. So if I multiply if I multiply through there, I'm going to have 2x minus 4. And now let's just get everything by itself. I'm going to go ahead and subtract x on both sides, combine these terms. So that's going to give me 0 equals 2 minus 4. Let's see, that's negative 2. So I have x minus 2. Add 2 on both sides, and so we get x equals 2. All right, so my solution is 2, and I'm good to go, and you can now see that there's a problem. And the problem is, when we have this 2 here, it doesn't work. If I put a 2 back in, I'm dividing by 0. So in this case, what would we do? Well, in this case, you have no solution. The solution set that you found was an extraneous solution. It was not in the domain. So now we have no solution. Be consistent. No solution. With this next one, as we go through and kind of approach this problem, what you want to focus on is you want to see, okay, hey, that x squared plus 2x, that can be factored. And so we're going to go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and do that part with the factoring. So x times x minus 2 here. Now, thinking about what we have to multiply through on both sides, I need to multiply through by that x and by x minus 2. If I look at all of my terms here, that's what I need to multiply through on both sides. Again, let's find the possible domain. I set my denominators not equal to 0 and then solve with rational equations. So I have the set of x's such that x is not equal to 0 or 2. As long as it's not either of those two values, I'm good. So let's go ahead and multiply through both sides by x and x minus 2. And then, let's see, here on the right-hand side, again, I'm using brackets. Sorry, braces as grouping symbols, not brackets. These are braces. Let's go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect my camera. Oh my goodness. There we go. I apologize. I'm trying to move the camera so it's easier to read. Of course, then it breaks. There we go. All right. And then let's focus. All right. Now that we're focused, there we go. Now that we're focused. And then I have x minus 2 plus 1 over x, close bracket, not brace, is equal to. And then on this side, I have x minus 2, or sorry, x times x minus 2 times, how do I want to write this? Let's go ahead and negative 2 over x x times x minus 2. You see on the right-hand side, I went ahead and used this factored form. That helps me keep track of everything, especially when we go through and cancel. I want to make sure I cancel everything in the denominator and essentially multiplying it through so that we're dividing it and we get 1. Again, using some foresight, how is this going to look when I multiply through x by both terms? How is this going to look like when I multiply x minus 2 through by both terms? When I multiply the x through over here, what I'm going to end up with is x times 3x plus 2 here, but that x here on this side is going to cancel, and I'm just going to be left with 1. When I multiply through by x minus 2, it doesn't multiply, it'll cancel through here with this x minus 2, so I don't need to multiply it through here because it's going to cancel. Again, then I'm going to cancel it, I'm going to multiply through on the other side. So then I have plus, oops, sorry, I used the wrong color pen. I'm going back and forth between pens. Plus x minus 2. And then the x is canceled, just verifying, okay. And then on the right-hand side, if we notice, I have these in the numerator and this in the denominator, so all of that's going to cancel, and I'm just going to be left with a negative 2. Now I can go through and simplify. X times 3x is 3x squared, plus 2x, plus x, minus 2 equals negative 2. Let's go ahead and combine everything. We'll end up with a quadratic. So this is going to be 3x squared plus 3x. Let's see, if I add 2 on both sides, that's just going to be 0. So equals 0. So now, the easiest way to approach this is by factoring. So I'm going to factor out. If I factor out a 3x, I'm going to be left with x plus 1 equals 0. And then I just set both of these equal to 0 and then solve. 3x equal to 0 and then solve. And then x plus 1 equal to 0 and then solve. So divide by 3, x equals 0, minus 1, x equals negative 1. So now both of these are solutions. Wait! Possible solutions, because one of them is not in the domain. The x equals 0 is not in the domain. So this is extraneous, and x equals negative 1 is my solution. Again, we could go through and actually test these solutions to make sure they work. You could plug them in your calculator. I would recommend doing so on quizzes and tests, just to make sure that you have the right idea, especially with problems like these. After you go through and find them, if you're committing a certain amount of work to it, a certain amount of time, definitely go through and double check your work so that you can earn the points. All right. And then I will jump to this problem in the next video. Have a great day.